Born confusion of faces. Just look it up. Look at a newborn so-called white baby. They red as hell when they come out. Alright? Because they blood, they have what you call translucent, pardon me if I pronounce it wrong, translucent skin. Or they blood show forth through their skin. That's why when Esau get nervous, what do? He turn red. He get mad, he turn red. You slap him on the skin, he turn red. That's their blood showing forth through their skin. Alright? So that's another clue, alright, that you know that Esau is a progenitor of you so-called white people out here, man. Alright? It says, and after that came his brother out. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare him. Alright, now it's describing Jacob coming out. Alright, Jacob. Now you notice it didn't really describe Jacob. Why? Because Jacob was brown like all the other people on the earth. So Esau was the abnormal infant. Alright, he said Jacob came out and his hand took the hold of the Esau heel. Now that's the point that I want to get into. Alright, the grip of Jacob. Alright, because Jacob holding Esau's heel was symbolic to Jacob taking Esau out of power, which is going to happen through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What's going to happen in these last days. Alright, even when they was born, Jacob had the hold of his heel. Alright, so meaning even though they was in there fighting in the womb, you know, Esau got out first, Jake still was fighting him and trying to grab his heel to pull him back down. And once again, that's symbolic of what we gonna do. Alright, pull Esau out of power. Alright. So the reason that Jacob was holding Esau's hand, alright, was the blessing. You know what I'm saying? Although it's prophesied that, you know, the elder shall serve the younger. They little babies in the womb, man, you know. Infants in the womb, man, you know. Alright? And that's why you got to keep, you know, the grip of Jacob. Alright? Why? To pull Esau out of power and to receive the blessing of the kingdom of heaven, you know. And that's where, you know, you see brothers out here preaching the word. That's what we holding on for, you know. That's what you keep the grip of Jacob for, is rulership. Alright? And to take your enemies down, which is Esau. Not only Esau, the other nations. Alright, but that grip of Jacob is symbolic and it's powerful, and it's something that you can use on your walk. Alright, Jacob didn't stop fighting in the womb. You know, even though Esau got up there, pardon me, he got out of there first. You know, Jacob was still, you know, tugging at him. You know, still fighting. You know, even though he, you know, as you could say, as you might say, fell behind in the fight or whatever. You know, he still kept fighting. He kept that grip on his enemy's heel, man. All right, and that's what we doing. When you preach the word, you do these videos. All right, you keeping the grip of Jacob. You keeping the grip on your enemy heel. All right, to take him out of power, for the blessing, man. Kingdom of heaven, for the new heart, you know, that we all need, you know. All right. So once again, it's symbolic. All right, you know, second Exodus, which I'm gonna get into, but you know, it's symbolic. All right, that Jake kept the grip on Esau's heel. All right. You know, Esau got up out of the womb first. You know, J.K. quit. You know, he kept fighting, man. All right, and you know that's what we to do. That is what we are to do. All right, in these last days, man. You know, keep the grip of Jacob, man. All right. But this Genesis 32. Genesis 32 and 22. So it's Genesis 32 and 22. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. All right, this is talking about Jacob. It says, and Jacob was left alone and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and he wrestled with him. All right, this is going to the resiliency. All right, just like when Esau and Jacob was born. All right, Jacob, all right, kept his hand on Esau's heel. That was the resiliency in the fight. He didn't quit. All right, now it's getting, in Genesis 32, it's talking about when Jacob actually received his name Israel. All right, Prince of the Yashala, Prince of the Power. All right, it says that his knee was out of joint. All right, but he still kept fighting. All right, and that goes into the grip of Jacob again. All right, imagine your knee, you tussle it, and your knee pop out of the socket or pop out of, you know what I mean? And you got the heart and the resiliency to just keep fighting. All right, that goes into the grip of Jacob. Keep the grip of Jacob. All right. No matter, what's going on in the fight. All right. Because if you think about when Jacob and Esau was in the womb, Esau got out first. That could be considered a loss, But Jacob kept fighting. And as we get into his fight with the angel, all right, he's going to keep fighting. Even though his knee out of joint, he's losing the fight, obviously. You knock your knee out the joint, you know what I'm saying? He's obviously losing the fight. But he continues to keep fighting. He continues to keep showing that resiliency. All right. This is verse 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go except thou bless me. All right. So even though Jacob was down in the fight, he said he's not letting go until he received what? A blessing. All right. And that's what we doing. All right. As we keep the grip of Jacob, we trying to receive a blessing. All right. So Jacob said, I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to quit fighting unless I receive this blessing. The angel said, the day by the break, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you got to, you feel you beating on them. It ain't like you got a chance, I got to go. But Jacob showed that resiliency, man. All right, for the blessing. All right, and that's, once again, that's what we got to do. Show your resiliency for the blessing. All right, you might be down in the fight or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Certain situations occur. Maybe you didn't handle it the best. Maybe, the adversary in that fight got the best of you at that time. But keep the spirit of Jacob. Keep the grip of Jacob. All right? And continue to fight. All right? I'm pretty sure your knee ain't out the joint. Wrestling with an angel. So you should have the resiliency to keep on fighting, to keep on going. All right? But it's verse 27. It says, and he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has the power with the Most High and with men, and has prevailed. All right, so this is how Jacob received a blessing. All right, he got the name Israel, Yashala, all right, the Prince of the Power. Why? Because it's resiliency. He didn't, the scripture don't say that he ended up flipping the angel on his neck and he got over on him. Nah, he respected the resiliency, the Most High, all right, who sent the angel. Okay. He said, what's your name? Your name ain't going to be Jacob no more. Now your name going to be Yashala. You the Prince of the Power, all right, because you fought. You kept going for the blessing, all right, just like when the scriptures talk about, this is in Ezra, second Ezra, when the scriptures talk about the Lord putting a crown on their elect's head. All right, it said for the men who fought valiantly, man. All right, I'm paraphrasing. Pardon me if I said the wrong word, but the men that fought, that kept going. All right, that stood tall, that was stern in this thing, no matter what happened. The man that continue to stand tall, the man that continue to be firm in this thing. All right, no matter what obstacle has come before you. All right, whether you fell over the damn hurdle or you hopped it, you know what I'm saying? And when you fall over the hurdle, you get back up and you try to jump over that motherfucker again, man. All right, that level of resiliency, all right, and faith and belief in the Most High that, no matter what, if you continue to keep going and continue to fight